Hello, good evening and welcome. Can everybody hear me? Is anybody out there? Can you hear me, mother? Can one hear? Anybody? Let me know. Oh, good. I'm presuming you can hear then, Valleys. Good evening. Greetings, Mick. All the way from sunny Ireland. Sunny here, it's pissing down. Good evening, Nathan. Good to have you aboard. There's three in and three have answered, so howdy doody, what's everybody been up to? Anything good? Because I've done nothing but sleep. Was working yesterday and I'm getting over a cold, so I've done nothing but sleep. Jessica, good to have you in, buddy. Good to have you along. Seven? Seven valleys, that is that soldering them in or just plugging them in? I, I saw you Jensen interceptor, mate. That looks okie dokie. I might have to get an interceptor to do myself. I remember seeing one at the car show when I was a kid. What a car. If I could afford one, I'd have one. But getting into that league, I like the rollers that age. Yeah, I can believe it, Valleys. I lost patience this week trying to repair a newish American logo, and it's in the bits box now. If I need pieces for anything else, I've got. You'd had DCC on board, so I've got the DCC circuit board. I've got a blanking plate I picked up and stuff. But yeah, it was a Wisconsin Central GP30. It was nice. I got it off rails of Sheffield, and if I'd been more patient and not as shaky, I'd have fixed it. I got round it, but it did me head in and I lost patience and I broke away. Excuse me, I broke a wheel set. It's coming along, Jessica. The women at work hate it. It's funny. They're like, oh, shave it off, you look younger. I'm old and proud to be old. All the young ladies, shave it off, you look younger. I'm not shaving it off because I'm not going to pull you once I shave it off. What's the point? I'm growing it long enough so I can plait it and have some Jack Sparrow plaits in here at bottom. Piss them off even more. Oh, I've been buying t-shirts this week, Jessica. I don't know whether wear them now or save them for holiday. I've got some good ones. Hang on. Wait a minute. Get it right on the. How the fuck you meant to see? Hang on. Pull it up. Oh, for God's sake. Hang on. Let me. This is a right royal pain in the ass. I might get it this time. There we go. That's better. I've got that one. The Beagles. With Snoopy, Odie, and Brian on. I don't know who the blue one is. That's a mystery to me. What else did I get? Because I got super glue on my normal one. I've got another one of them. Got another one of them, a Carl Pilkington Baldy. And I got that one. Wait a minute. I got that one. And I've got another one on the way with a cat on it. A cartoon cat with guns going pew pew motherfuckers. Yeah, exactly, Valleys. Head like a frigging orange. Oh, I can listen to them all the time. Have me doubled over, they're so funny. But Ricky Gervais is funny, he don't give a shit, he's mad in person. Because Cal's there, he was saying when I go around his house, he pins me down and stuff instead of cats holding me head. And one day in front of Ricky Gervais's wife, Carl Pilkington turned around, looked at him and said, "Are you sure no, or not gay?" Funny lad. But yeah, what's everybody been up to apart from Valley's doing his Great Western stuff? That's a good amount you've got DCC chips in, though. I think now I'll be starting getting DCC chips and starting soldering them in, hardwiring them into my locos. I've got some that are DCC ready. I may get. Well, some I want to do DCC sound and lighting on. Hardwire my own in, like an ESU chip. And others I may just put a smaller DCC chip in. Well done, Valleys. Was that a freebie then? Was that a freebie or very cheap? I'm not sponsored. I aren't sponsored. Fantastic, Jester. Anything good, though? Anything good or just chilling? Excellent, Valleys. That's an excellent price. Were the ones he'd taken out a law course or something? I don't know. It's an excellent price, though. Oh, brilliant. You met Carl Pilkington or Ricky Gervais or even Steve Merchant. He's done films, hasn't he, as well? I've got to get that one he's in when he's Steve Merchant's playing a Nazi. I can never remember the name, but it's about a load of young kids in the Hitler Youth. Is it called Jojo Rabbit or something? It looks a good film. I watched a bit of one of my old time favourites the other night. I watched Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder in Stir Crazy. Still makes me chuckle. Still makes me chuckle. Breaks in where Richard Pryor's sister's locked up in the greenhouse or whatever it is. Alarm's going off and he's deaf, he can't hear it. Brilliant. Oh, excellent. Which dinkies you get, Jessica? Excellent, Ricky. He strikes me as a down-to-earth guy, Ricky. I never liked him until he did, what were it called? The one where he were learning difficulties. Derek. Yeah, me too. I live in an engine shed, Mick. I've got bloody locomotives everywhere around me. Bodies without chassis. All sorts of sheezel. Like, I've got loads of them anyway. F units. They're pretty common. Evening, Paul. Good to have you along. Just discussing what folks have been up to. Cool. It's all good, Jessica. If you can't use them, they can always wield spurs for others. I've got to get on and do some. I think this week I'm going to do a die cast for my die cast channel. I don't know whether to do a custom or just a normal dinky or corgi or something. Yeah, I've got stuff I want to. Video I posted the other day of the Great Western. Oh, cool, Paul. Excellent stuff. More accurate than Armby's, isn't it, the Lima? Nice model. Oh, Eveready vans are nice. Heinz one's nice too. Yeah, he is, fellas. Marty's back. I watched a couple of his videos the other day. I don't know, he does them and they're still good quality, but I don't think he has. I don't know what went on with the move, but I don't think he has the same passion he had before. And I don't think his missus is getting involved as much as she used to either. You don't know what's gone on behind the scenes. But he's done a lot of work. He's got a nice place out there. To be honest, I think he's more interested in all the stuff he's doing in retirement than he's in the cars. Because his gaff's brilliant. Because he got that little post office and he's built all buildings around it now. He's got bloody a garage there. He's got chicken sheds and all sorts. He's getting self-sufficient, that lad. Weetabix, awesome. That sounds interesting, Nathan. Sounds very interesting, something different. Scratch building buildings. I got a... The thing is with British buildings, there's nothing I can get passionate about. I mean, I'm going to be building most of mine from scratch, but there's no... In British buildings, there's nothing really I can get passionate about. And I don't think the people that make them in the main are passionate. You either get kits that have been on the market since the 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s, donkey's years old kits, or you get, like, I don't mind, they're good. Bunter's Yards sold. I bought a couple of Bunter's Yards efforts. He did a video on the Sandhouse, and I got a kit of it. I got his Sandhouse kit, and I got an advertising hoarding as well off him, which I won't use the Sandhouse kit on my planned layout, but I might use it on a small shed layout. And that's for my layout. And it'll be going near an American kit I bought. Because if you look at American kits, compared to British kits, they're chalk and cheese. American kits are outstanding. Particularly the wooden ones, they do. But I got one the other day, Import Motors, Walther's kit. And it's very like a building. I'm going to be doing a bit of converting on it, but it's very like an Art Deco building. And it was a garage near where I worked. And I'm going to be doing a bit of converting on it, but it'll be left more or less how it is. And I'm going to make it into an HGV service depot, because I have a couple of 1970s tractor unit kits that can go in there. I've not had a look at his new ones yet, Marty. Mick. I'm going to have to pop over and have a look. Yeah, look. I bet that's going to be an awesome layout. Yeah, definitely something different, Nathan. I love that. I mean, the hobby now, I mean, it's good for them that don't and they don't have a lot of time. But it's like a lot of hobbies. They've become self-obsessed with instant gratification. Like, they just want to tick the box up and throw something on the layout. And it's done. And like model building kits we get in the UK, they look like, or do it in a weekend. And the time aspect has become, everything has to be, I want it now. There's no thinking, well, I'll start my layout and it doesn't matter if it takes me 6 or 7 years to do. Hell, I might not even live long enough to see mine finished at my age. It's not a race, it's just something I want to do for enjoyment. Hell, one time, it took me 7 years to finish it. I'm not lying either. It took me 7 years to finish a Tamiya 135th Scout car, a German one. Oh, look, Kit, I've seen some cool 009 locos on, what do you call it, on eBay, like resin printed and that. They look cool. Excellent. Yeah, I did like the Lima HST. Yeah, I'll have to look at it, Mick. You don't know what's like in the UK, Jessica. I know you're in Canada, aren't you? Keep your ice on the stick. Keep your ice on the stick, you stick on the ice. I got that off Diecast Resurrection. He was an out there guy. I miss his videos. He was one hell of a custom painter. I loved watching his videos. Talk about ingenious. He'd go off on a tangent. He'd go off. He'd do masking and everything, and he'd do letters in gold leaf on the side of a 164th Hot Wheels or whatever. He'd do them in gold leaf, and so it were wrinkly. Then he'd do decals that went over and made the edges sharp and everything. He planned everything out perfect. And then he'd lacquer over it so it was smooth as glass. That guy was talented. He was an outstanding painter. He was gifted, Jessica. There's a guy that's doing it now. Who's that? Mick might know his name. I can't think of it. I'm not good at remembering names. What's that guy's name on DMC, the new one that started coming in? What's his channel called, Mick? He's an if you want to look at him up, Jessica, he's an outstanding painter. He restores cars and he uses the actual car paints to do his die casts. He shoots the car paints through his airbrush. Yeah, what I want to do for my cars, I've got me 2K clear coat in a spray can, but I think it's a bit too violent and not mixed how I'd like to mix it for the smaller scale and for going through airbrush. I think I'd get a better finish to it using the airbrush if I mixed 2K and put it through airbrush. But yeah, he was very talented. But this lad, if Mick can remember his name, his channel's name, he's a cracking painter. He's well worth a watch on his channel. Because I'm impressed. He must have been doing it for quite a while, and he's only just decided to do YouTube. But oh, his paint's beautiful. I'll just have a quick look, see if I can see him. He's on one of mine. My face has gone brighter because I've brought a white screen up. Don't worry about it. See if I can find this. Hang on, subscriptions. Da, da, da. Ba, 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 ba. I know he's posted one recently because I've not watched the full. Ah, there we go. Oh no, that's not him, I don't think. Or is it? I don't know. I'll leave it. See if Mick comes up with a name. I've got a mask and I've got a spray booth, Jessica. Yeah, so the spray booth will suck. If I'm spraying him with an airbrush, the spray booth will suck some of it. I've got a mask if need be. Thing is, though, with an airbrush, you're not blasting as much through as you are with a full spray like gun. Yeah, he does, Paul. Paul's a good one on it. He's a good one. He intrigues me, some of the stuff he does like. Cheers, mate. Thank you. Much appreciated. Yeah, he's quite an ingenious lad, that Paul Restorer. He makes me laugh because any problem he has for something he's restoring, if he can't do something, he goes and makes something to do it. Like he's made his own little spot welding machine for the super fast axles, so he can melt the super fast ends over without bending them. He's amazing. He's an ingenious lad. And what do you call it? He moulds all this stuff and he does vacuum farming. He'll do stuff out of vac farm and he'll mould stuff in resin and mould stuff in latex, and he's an ingenious bloke. And he's a full-time farmer as well, isn't he, Chester? Yeah, Paul Restorer's a full-time farmer. So it's, how he gets time to do his cars is amazing. Interesting channel. Don't say a word, but his channel is so interesting. Watching how he does stuff. Yeah, but he makes his own vac farm stuff and amazing stuff. And another one I looked up, I don't know whether you've looked it up, fellas, but I watched Jason Jensen for Making Buildings, an American guy. He does his own kits, so in a way, it's to promote his own kits. But he builds other people's kits as well, and he releases some beautiful kits, and he's a very able builder. He does some beautiful buildings. He's very able. I don't know how I can share other screens on here while I'll have to look it up. Luke Sansom is he called? I'll give that a look up. Some of his paint's amazing, isn't it, Mick? Yeah, I can't find it on YouTube. What's his YouTube name, Mick? I'm looking for his channel. All I've got with that is, what's he? That's Luke Sampson, it says. Not a clue what he's doing. Luke Haynes, not a clue. Truth about Lady Diana. Not bothered now, it's a bit late to be interesting to anyone. Yeah, that blue stuff's interesting, isn't it, Nick? I think. Who is it? Michael uses it in Oz. Australian guy we know Gravesend. You probably watch him, Jessica. Gravesend. He's an Australian lad. Oh, it's a long title. I can't remember how it all goes together. But he scratch builds a lot, and I've known he's used that blue stuff. Because you heat it up, put it on what you're moulding, don't you? Then it dries, takes the shape, and, well, dries, cools off, I should say. Takes the shape, then you can use it as a mould. But yeah, when you mention the Lima track, Paul, is that the old metal track you mean? I used to have quite a bit. Well, I have a bit of it. No, I have the old Lima metal track. Yeah, you know him then, our Michael. I wind him up well, we all do. Me, Mick, and a few others wind Michael up every week. He's quite a funny lad. He's a nice character. Occasionally, when he comes on Friday nights and he's out delivering in van, he'll put, all right, it must be newer track. I have the old 70s stuff, the old Lima metal track. I don't know what. Well, whatever track they had, I'm guessing. Armby will do it now. Because Armby bought out Lima, didn't they? That's it, Mick. Thank you. That's it. Have you got that, Jessica? Mick's just put his name on. If you look him up, he's done some really nice builds. His paint's lovely. He's a good painter. Yeah, some very in model railways and in the die-cast world. There's some very talented people. Well, like I say, a lot of it now it's getting the hobby's gone to self gratification. Everything people wanting everything done in a weekend, and the manufacturers have catered to that. And like shake a box and throw it onto your layout. And I think a lot of the joy people used to get at building layouts like they used to has gone. I can believe your Hornby's. If you have Hornby track, Hornby's is shit. It always has been. The rule of thumb is to bin Hornby track if you're making a layout and use Pico. Always has been. It's never. They've even got the TT120 scale right, wrong. Yeah, that was nice, that Dodge Charger. He did a nice job of that. He did. So you've seen him, he's good. He's just started his channel. He's a good channel. Do you, Jessica, just asking, do you have a webcam and everything and time free when we be online in the UK? We're online about 9 o'clock at night, so what's that in Canadian time? I don't know. I'm no good at metric. Not a clue. But yeah, if you're ever available, if you look up DMC, evening Andy, good to have you along. Yeah, if you look up DMC, like Diecast Modelers Community on Facebook, Jessica, if you have a camera, webcam and microphone, feel free to hop in on a Friday evening at 9 o'clock UK time. Warn you now though, it's not for the faint-hearted. I'm there for a start off. And I ain't politically correct. Yeah, if you're ever free for an afternoon, Jessica, pop in. I guess it'd run from about 4, 9, 10. We generally run to about 6, 7 o'clock in the evening, your time, from 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, till about 8 in the evening, we'd run your time. We're generally on about 3, 4 hours in a group chat. Give it a go. You'll probably enjoy it. Probably your sense of humour, Jessica. I've been running them today, Andy, but I'm thinking of seeing if I can link my laptop in with a camera on it and lighting. You know, like Scott Rails does, and has an extra window, but no, I'm not running at the moment, Andy. It's just generally a chit chat and a bit of a crack. I've been running a couple today. I took a box full of my American locals and give them a bit of a workout so they're not standing. Valleys, that's what I mean. It's not a race, Valleys. Everyone nowadays that gets involved in everything, it has to be instant gratification. There's no mindset that what will I be doing with in 6 years? Does it matter if I get it finished instantly? It's no good asking him, Jessica. Or me, for that matter. I've got my straight jacket on. Sometimes. Somebody asked me one time, did all my family suffer with lunacy? I said, no, they all quite enjoy it, really. I'll tell you what, the more I watch people today, I'm beginning to think some of us are the only sane ones left. And when I look like the responsible one in a group, we are in trouble. Yeah, that's what I said to people. If we're ever in, if we're ever in this, if we're ever in a situation where I'm the voice of sanity and reason, we're in deep shit. Oh, but jeez. If you've worked with police, some of the stuff. I used to work patrolling streets alongside police and stuff. Jeez. I'm convinced, I'm convinced the lunatic asylums are where they send the sane ones. Yeah, and I can still chew the buckles, Mick. I have given that a thought, Paul. I'm thinking, to be honest, doing a part 2 with it. I may keep it Great Western because I've already got a black one. But I'm thinking of doing some detailing on it, put some tools on, put spare, like fire fireman's tools like shovels and fire irons. I'm thinking like details like lamp irons on, lamps on it. Uh, cut the handrails off and put proper handrails on. I want to put a magnet in the motor and I want to get the smoke unit running proper. I may even DCC it. So I'm wondering how to get a bit more power to the smoke unit, and I wonder if I could do that if I DCC'd it. Excellent work. Oh, you're over in Canada, aren't you? So, do you have similar to us in Canada? Like, we call them preservation societies over here. Oh, God, valleys. Where do I go with that one? Just give me a sec. Hang on. Oh, that's why I've not got good light. Just give me a minute. One momento. And where's Greenbury? Why I decided to get a remote control light is beyond me because I'm forever losing the control. Where have I put it this time? It'll be under some shit somewhere, no doubt. Sod it. Yeah, as I was saying, valleys. I may be on that one somewhere along. I've got that one. I've got the gears for it. I think I'll strip it, put gears in it, put new number plates on. I've got the Hornby one. I got that for practically nothing at a swap meet. Somebody had been inside it, didn't know what they were doing with it, assembled it again and got the quartering wrong. It took me 5 minutes to alter the quartering and it runs sweet. Oh, cool. I love them cabooses. I'd love one of them to make into a summer house or even a small place for living. I bet a lot of people in America must have bought them for houses at the side of fishing lodges, or they must have used them a lot for living in cabooses. I've got, well, that's another one. Mentioning that, I was doing, get out, what's it stuck on? Ah, there we go. Jesus, get off. I was doing that one, and the top had been broken off, and I was fixing it with a dapple prairie trunk part, but it's not perfect. Now, the other day, a full, decent lemur one turned up, and 2 bodies without the smoke boxes for 15 quid. So I thought I'd be stupid to miss it. I bought it and I'll use the replacement body because I have the smoke box there and the chassis. I'll build one and I'll not bother finishing that off. And I've got another good one as well, so I have 2 of them now. Seventeen's a good collection. Yeah, I've got the London. I got the London Underground one as well the other day. That's cool. I like that one. I did think about painting that one, then I thought, no, there's not that many of that one about, and it's in good condition, so I'm leaving it alone. Yeah, I've got a small prairie, the lemur. I put a C I put a CD motor in that. Nice little model. Yeah, I noticed there's not that many on the ground, is there? And the ones they are, there's asking a decent price for. I couldn't believe nobody bidded for that. I got it for 21 quid with 3 wagons, and the wagons are good as well. Wagons are good condition. I can't believe no one bidded on it. Yeah, especially when other people are asking 40 and 50 quid for that London transport pannier, and there's not that many out there. What were it I saw? I saw somebody asking £100 for a fairly common I think it was a Great Western tank, because it was boxed, the Army one. I thought that's a bit overpriced. I think it was because it had the smoke unit and it was boxed and everything, but I wouldn't pay that much money just because it was boxed. There'll be another one comes along cheaper, even boxed. Or you can find a mint one and put it in the box. Somebody will sell a box somewhere. It's funny what turns up online, is it? That's becoming a thing on eBay now. People selling the boxes online. Yeah, I can believe it. And which did they become? The Earthix Prairie. Did Dapple take that on, or was it Mainline, or was it Backman? I don't know. Don't know who took that one on. I think it may well have been Dapple got the Earthix Prairie, because they got most of Earthix's stuff. Yeah, I think it was Dapple that took it on. I'm not 100% sure. Because Dapple took a lot of Earthix's stuff on. Oh, die. Yeah, they did some night. I've got a lot of stuff on the bench I've got to shift now before I start buying new stuff. I think I'll start spending money on DCC chips and stuff. Start chipping them to run on DCC. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the old fixed models, but they were the first company, Fix, that started bringing in the cheap Chinese models. They were good models, but they were a bit more fragile than Army. Ah, cool, Andy. Well, next month I'll have to look if I'm off at weekend. I may do a photographing the locals that are at my local preservation society, because they're having a get together and they've got Britannia. I've never seen Britannia yet in the flesh, so I'll be going down to see that. But they've got Sir Nigel Gresley with it as well. And what's the other one? Is it Colliper or something? I think it's one of the, what do you call it? Jubilees. I think it's a Jubilee. So they've got a Jubilee. So LMS, LNER, and the Britannia was British Railways, weren't it? So they've got a fair mix up coming up at East Lancs. Should be a good weekend. I'm hoping I'm booked off for that weekend at work. Yeah. Can believe you, they're not bad little locals. My mate had a 31 and one of the old Airfix ones he got for Christmas, and we abused that thing, running it on carpet and running things over with it and crashing it, and it kept going all fairness to it, because he abused the things he did. But yeah, nice little local. They did well at that time. All the 31 I'd have paid him were either British Railways green or British Railways blue, because not many people at that time into model railways knew about the other colours the 31 carried, like the very light blue and the yellow Walker colour the 31 carried. I'm tempted to do one of them, a class 31 in yellow Walker. I'll catch you during week, Mick. Nice to have you in, fella. Good to catch you. Take care and tatty pie. I'll catch you during week. I'm feeling a bit more tickety boom now. Felt as rough as a bird's arse rest of the week. But yeah, good having you along, Mick. Good having everyone along, to be honest. Another nice evening again. Looking at the moon and wondering why I don't have hers on palm of my hands. Oh, cool. Mainline's nice. Mainline's the one with silver writing, isn't it? Nice livery, that. You live in Wales. Just tell us when it's dry, Valleys. All the best, mate. Take care, fella. Yeah, Valleys, you're better off just telling us when it's dry in Wales. My brother lives down there, and know what? I've only been to see him twice, and both times I were nearly flooded out. Yeah. Oh, when my brother lives in Pontypool Valleys, and I went visit him one week. I went visit him for a week, went for a week away to see him. Had a mooch around. We went over Cardiff, and at that time, the late 80s, there were still some of the Barry Island locos in at Cardiff Industrial Museum. They were on the side in there, and but we went out to pictures. They had a picture house. I don't. Cool, yeah, Gwent certainly is. Yeah, and we went to picture house there, and back then, I don't know whether it's still there. They had one film a week, and if you didn't like it, you were screwed. There were about 100 seats. I don't think they ever managed to fill it. And we come out of there this night I went watching Raiders of the Lost Ark there. It was good. But I come out and it absolutely bucketed down. It were raining that hard. It were, the street were a river coming down. I thought, happy days. Nice little area of the country, though. Yeah, nice little area at country. Although it's like everyone. Yeah, I believe you. Lovely little characterful places. It's a pity they lose out to the big complexes. They're more social and more local with people. I don't know. Modern day, go to a big multiplex where you don't know other people. Local cinemas, you used to come out and you knew half the people you'd been in with. Even in my town. Now the big faceless multiplexes now. But yeah, they were a good fun place. I enjoyed it. Nice night out. Yeah, bloody Indiana Jones. That was I think it was the third one. I forget the name of the full film. I just know it were Indiana Jones. It was the first one with Sean Connery in. Yeah, just a bit, Valleys. Yeah, they were the only place occupied, weren't they? Well, Guernsey and Jersey. They were the only Channel Islands were the only places closest the Germans got to occupying us. Yeah, didn't go the way they expected. But yeah, happy days, good fun times. Oh yeah, I can imagine it. Photo talking to a German officer. Bloody hell. I can't make out how many he'd has there, because they are. I can make out the largest has 20 seats and the smallest 6, but I can't make out what the other is because it's got an heart over it. I'm presuming it's 50. Oh no, there we go. 5 theatres. Wow. That's a good question, that. I know they do on the Isle of Man. Or do they? I know they have trams on the Isle of Man. That sounds absolutely cool, that, Chester. They had railways on the Isle of Wight. I know that one. I'm going looking now, you've intrigued me. Channel Island Railways. Alderney has the only working railway in the Channel Islands. It was built by the British government in the 1840s and officially opened 1847 by Queen Victoria and Prince Albert. who rode on the railway in a horse-drawn tender. And Wikipedia list of Channel Island railways. Alderney, working. Guernsey Railway closed. Jersey Railway closed. Jersey East Railway closed. So there's only Alderney that has one. There you are, that answers that. Very interesting, isn't it, Valleys? Interesting stuff. I'll have a bit longer with you gents, then I'm disappearing because I'm having a bath for work. Well, I'm not working tomorrow, I'm training. I'm doing first aid, so I have to be sweet smelling if I have to get hands on with one at women, one at nurses. The fun of the job. One of them, they're a right rum lot I work with. One of them, one day I was doing moving and handling, learning how to use ice and slings. And you had to put the sling behind this person, and I'm putting it down and pushing it round the bottom, and she just turned round and goes, "Oh, hello, cheeky." I went, "Behave." Funny women I work with, some of them. I work, Paul, this is the first time I ever did first aid many years ago. It weren't in the line of work I do now. I was a street warden patrolling streets, and we did that. I think it were a 3-day course, like the top-notch one. You had to know everything. And there was a girl with us. She made, without a shadow of a lie to it, she made Sam Fox look flat-chested. Jesus, she was a big girl. And they put me with her. And it got to the point where we were doing Kiss Alive. And I knelt down and I said, "How do you tell if they're breathing?" And they said, "Oh, you put your head down and look down the body." And I went, "Yeah, right." And the girl, she's on her back, tits jacked up. She's in hysterics, tits wobbling everywhere. And I'm like, "You've got to be having a laugh." Oh, I nearly died that day. She were in hysterics, I were. Night, Valleys. Have a good evening, buddy. Good to have you in again. Yeah, great to have you in again. Yeah, but Jesus, she had huge bangers. Look down her body to see if she's breathing. It ain't working. But to be fair, she was a game on girl. She were funny. She were in as much hysterics as I were. Excellent woman she were. Nearly died laughing though. So who's left in? We've got Fuller. He's registering. I'm presuming Paul's still here. Presuming Jester is. Valleys and Mixer's gone. So, I don't know. Yogi. Oh, there's 5 now, another one's here. You see people pop in and out, see what's going in. Yeah, good stuff, Jessica. Yeah, it is. People pop in and out, and usually I get. It's funny with subscribers, you get levels go up and down, and with me just recently, it's just been going up and nobody's dropped off. So it's a weird place, YouTube. It is, it's a weird. I never even bother trying to understand it really. It's an hobby. Can't spell, but I. Jesus, I can't spell Jessica. One time, I was in the territorials, which to you, Jessica, will be. I wouldn't know whether Canada does the same idea as America, but what we call territorials over here are like the National Guard over there. It's like a voluntary thing, weekends, and you go on camps occasionally and stuff. But yeah, we're on that, and I was doing an exam for it once. And he said it's a multiple. The actual sergeant, he said, it's a multiple choice, like exam. He says if you don't know the answer, just tick anything. He said you'll either get it right or you won't. He said if you accidentally get it right, it's extra marking. But he says if you leave it blank, you're getting nothing anyway. He says, he said in this unit, you get extra points if you manage to spell your name right. Yeah, reserves. Well, that's what ours are called, really. We call them the territorials, but it's called Territorial Army Voluntary Reserves, the proper name. Yeah, that was the proper name, but yeah, don't tell them your name. Don't tell them your name, Pike. In our case, we had Ginger. Poor lad were hounded. Cool. Excellent stuff, Jessica. Well, the two I went in. First unit was Royal Engineers. And I were in for a bit, and then I were in for a bit when I first started. And I didn't realise fully what they did. And then when I were working for them, they were training me like what were inside bombs and stuff. And I said, why are they training us what's on bombs? Why aren't we getting on rifle ranges and stuff? He said, well, we're Royal Engineers. Part of our job is bomb disposal. What? I said, whoa. Roll that back a bit. Roll that back a bit. We're here for what? And there's... he has, Paul. Sad loss. I think he's that last of the main characters. He was the youngest one, weren't he? A lot of people didn't realise it, but Clive Dunn were younger than most of them. Yeah, he looked the oldest. Excellent stuff, Jessica. Yeah, in my second unit, I was lighter defence, which really what it is. You you sit somewhere secluded with missiles and wait to shoot down enemy aircraft, in a nutshell. In a nutshell, that's what we did. At the time, we went all the way through and we had to identify all the. It wasn't like you see a lot of the training exercises where they showed you silhouettes of aircraft. What they did with us for training, they put a cinema screen up and they showed photos that had been taken probably by NATO troops or whatever of aircraft, and you'd have a spec on a screen about that big, and you'd be looking at it like that, but it had all the features of the Russian aircraft on, like that's a Foxbat or that's a MiG or that's a Sukhoi or whatever. You're like, Jesus. And they said, well, that seeing it that size on the screen is how far out you need to be identifying it to be able to shoot it down when it gets near you. He said you need to be able to identify it by then. If it isn't, you don't shoot because you could risk shooting your own down. So it was pretty complex. I was trained on Javelin missile. Not today's Javelin missile, it was the older Javelin missile that you stayed with a toggle and it had a proximity fuse in it. You didn't actually have to hit close enough, wasn't it? So long as it blocked the light off to the proximity fuse. Their ass were yours. But yeah, a lot of crazy shit I learnt when I was younger. Where the world's going nowadays, I might be needing it soon again. Crazy world. I don't know. I don't honestly know why Russia doesn't knock it off now, because the rest of the world knows the shit. Rest of the world knows they get hammered in a ground against decent forces. They get hammered in a ground offensive. Russia. They have the numbers to throw at it, but they're not good enough. And with that comes the threat. They go straight to nuclear. That's the frightening thing. Yeah, so I don't think there is another call. I don't think there'll be much call for conscription. But anyway, on a cheerful note, yeah, but don't tell them your name. Bye. I liked it when they were going round taking the fish and chip order. I'll have herring. I'll have cod. I want bliss. Absolutely fantastic. Good. I was talking about this the other day, the the old comedies, you don't have good solid writers you used to have. Some of the old writers were top school. One called Klinger, was he Chester? Chestiger? Hey, you'd be surprised how many there are. Funny old world indeed, Chestiger. I knew a lad like that who was in with me brother. My brother were in the regs in Royal Artillery, and he were an artillery lad. He was another one, manly man. He got caught in the air, got thrown out of the army, British Army, because back then they didn't tolerate it. Late 70s, early 80s, he got caught dressing up in his missus's frocks, and they kicked him out. And he were a real lad. He were a real lad's lad, and he were a nice chap, but didn't hesitate, threw him out. And the thing that pisses you off more is they wouldn't be asked what you did in your spare time if they wanted to conscript you. In times of need, they wouldn't be asked what you did. They wouldn't be asked if you had one arm, bloody female impersonator. They'd just shove you on the front line. It's things you get wise to as you get older. They are hypocritical. You want to go in peacetime, if you want to go in the army over here, if you're over a certain age, they don't want you. You wait till if war broke out. They'd take whoever. They're very hypocritical. Sort of don't make it any better, Jessica. I've always been suspicious of cyclists. Get a proper bike with a big engine. Can't see the point of getting knackered on hills. It's far more fun climbing them doing 60 mile an hour. In fact, on my bike I had it pumped up and a good deal faster than that. There was plenty on tap on my bike over 100 mile an hour. There were plenty of grunt left in it. I only took it up to 100, but there was plenty of grunt then. It'd do 0 to 60 in 3.2 seconds. Up to 100 not much longer. And would you top out at about 150 at a rough guess? Yeah, you wouldn't know, would you? You wouldn't question shaved legs. No, I didn't. I never ever fancied a sports bike. They're not comfy enough. I had a Yami, what do you call it? I had a Yami 600 Phaser. Nice little bikes. Good old bike they were. Quick. Did everything you needed, like. To a degree, I liked it, but for a lot of things, I preferred having a smaller bike. Because, yeah, you get faster top ends, you get more acceleration with the big bikes, but all that weight needs stopping and getting round corners. And if you're on the twisties, a little bike can take a big bike any day. On twisties, you can slow it down quicker because there's not as much weight. You can accelerate quicker. Same reason. You can flip it round corners easier. Same reason. You've not as much weight there. I used to like my small two-strokes. The bikes I had the most fun on ever were smaller two-strokes. Oh, fun aplenty. Don't get me wrong, I like my bigger bikes, but if I had to choose what I'd have again for the most fun, it'd be a small stroker. When I were a young lad, how old were I? I hadn't passed my test. I were only entitled to 100cc or 125 back then. I was just over 16, so I'd only just qualified. I'd only just sold me 50 and got an 100cc. And the signal man I was working with, he says, have a blast on mine down into Manchester. And he let me loose on a Suzuki GT 185. He let me loose on. And I got back in after, and he says, what the fucking hell were you? He said, what the fucking hell were you doing on that bike? He said, I heard it from what must have been the centre of Manchester. He said, you were absolutely caning it. I went, I know. Said it was fun. Yeah, me 650, beautiful. Very nice. Which one did he have? The two-stroke 250. There was a few. There was the RD, the RDLC. There was a few 250 two-stroke jammies. Even track bikes, there were DT 250s. One of my mates had a. We used to get old bikes people had finished with. And one time, one of my mates, he got a YZ 250 motocrosser. Oh, it's good, this shit out of it. One day he wound it up, and we used to live next to some old railway lines. And he opened this YZ 250 motocrosser up, and it went up onto the back wheel, and it must have took him 100 yards in a wheelie. Well, not 100, probably 50. 50 yards in a wheelie, it dragged him. And he got back, he stayed on it, and he got back, pulled up, and we went, that were an awesome wheelie. And he was fucking white. And I said, what's the matter? He said, I didn't want to do it, it just went. He said, it scared me to death. Ah, cool. Cool. Nice one. I can't think of the models back then, the Yami 250 strokers. Bit before I were riding them. I know some of them, but yeah, they were fun. They were fun. I used to like me strokers when I was younger. Good fun. Like 4-stroke engines have come on in a lot nowadays. Like me Phaser 600 were bulletproof. It was bulletproof, beautiful runner, fast and stuff, but I can't say it was as entertaining as a 2-stroke. You've got quite a bit of power in small machines. Anyway, I'm thinking I've done an hour and 30. I need to get a bath for work tomorrow while training. And I've got to get myself ready, check if my clothes are dried. I've got my uniform on the dryer. So anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. It's been another good evening. And I'm saying tatty pie again. Thank you all for joining in. It's been good. Been an interesting one. And some, as usual, some interesting stuff gone through. Hey, if I want a jacuzzi on a Wednesday, I buy a tin of beans on Tuesday. I'm not tight or anything. Bye, Chester. Been a pleasure having you along again, buddy. And you, Paul. I don't know whether others are in, but if there are, pleasure having you all along. Tatty pie, Paul. Take care. Anyway, I'm out. Bye, folks. Tatty pie.